Hello, Carl here with Sustainability Theory News. We're over at oldworldgardenfarms.com, and they have an article on how to compost leaves. Now, deciduous trees, they lose their leaves every fall, and they can be used for compost, but they have to be used the right way. They talk about selecting the right leaves: maple, birch, ash, beech, crabapple, and pear. They list as really good choices. They mention that oak leaves are very acidic, so try not to have more than 20% oak leaves in a pile. Because if your compost mix is too acidic, not a lot of plants are going to love that. Maybe blueberries and other acid-loving plants will like it. Shred the leaves. It will allow them to compost a whole lot faster. If you've ever walked in the woods and looked at the ground, you'll see this leaf litters everywhere. It can stay there for years. But if you shred it up, it composts much, much quicker. And they talk about adding a source of nitrogen just like any other part or any other compost that you're making. They recommend a 4-to-1 ratio, which means 4 parts of brown or dry materials, 1 part of green materials. I've seen mixes from 1-to-1, 3-to-1, but there's usually more brown than green at all times, or an equal amount. The green material, you can use any fresh grass clippings perhaps, or if you have leaves that fall off a tree when they're green, like from the empress tree, that could be great as well. But again, shred them up. You don't need a rent a expensive shredder or buy one. A lawnmower will work fine. Keeping your pile turned, that is the essence of making quick compost, is keeping it turned around, keeping the right amount of moisture in there. You don't want it to be too wet or too dry. Basically, if you can squeeze a clump of it in your hand and it's just dripping and sopping with water, it's too wet. But if you can't get almost any water out of it at all when you squeeze it, then it's too dry. You want to have a nice middle ground. Basically, I've heard after the first 3 days, you let it heat up, check the temperature if it's heated up, then turn it over, and then basically every couple of days. But they recommend at least once a week to turn the pile. And a month or two down the road, maybe 3 to 5 months, you should get some good compost if you shredded it right. Now, I will link to this article in the description if you want to read more about it, and if you'd like to see more news headlines like this, subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.